The Glowing Mummy. Deep in the heart of a dusty, forgotten pyramid lived a little mummy boy named Fergus. Now Fergus wasn't like other mummies. While they loved to creak and groan and tell spooky tales, Fergus had a little secret. He was terrified of the dark. Every Halloween, the ancient tomb buzzed with excitement. Skeletons rattled, ghosts floated, and witches cackled, all preparing for the grandest celebration of the underworld. Fergus, however, would just huddle in his sarcophagus, his bandages pulled tight around him, dreading the moment the sun would set. "Come on, Fergus!" cried his best friend, a tiny ghost named Glimmer, phasing right through the lid of his sarcophagus. "Tonight's the night! The moonlit monster mash! There'll be fruit punch and apple bobbing." Fergus peeked out, his one visible eye wide with fear. "But Glimmer," he whispered, "what about the dark? What if the shadow monster gets me?" Glimmer, being a ghost, didn't understand the fear of the dark. "Shadow monsters? Silly Fergus. Shadows are just shadows." Despite his fear, Fergus knew he couldn't miss the moonlit monster mash. It was a tradition. So with a deep breath and a little encouragement from Glimmer, he slowly unraveled himself from his cozy tomb. The pyramid's grand hall was already alive with monstrous excitement. Werewolves howled, vampires danced the monster mash, and even Frankenstein was trying the limbo. Fergus tried to join in, but every time the flickering torchlight dipped, casting long spooky shadows, he jumped. He stuck close to Glimmer, who, being a ghost, emitted a faint, comforting luminescence. Suddenly, a clumsy little witch, zooming by on her broomstick, swerved to avoid the dancing zombie. Her cauldron, bubbling with a luminous green potion, tilted precariously. "Whoop!" she squeaked, trying to regain control. Too late, the cauldron tipped completely, and a gush of glowing emerald liquid splashed right onto Fergus. Fergus yelped, jumping back. He braced himself for a terrible itch or a strange smell, but instead, he felt warm. And then, to his utter astonishment, his bandages began to glow with the same bright, friendly green as the potion. He looked like a giant glowing firefly. Glimmer gasped, "Fergus, you're glowing!" All the other monsters stopped. A hush fell over the hall as everyone stared at the unexpected radiant mummy boy. Fergus, still a little shocked, looked down at his bright green self. The dark corners of the hall, which had seemed menacing just moments before, were now softly illuminated by his new glow. The spooky shadows had shrunk, no longer able to hide any imaginary monsters. A tiny zombie girl pointed. "Look, a glowing mummy!" A tall vampire lady smiled. "How enchanting!" Fergus felt a strange sensation, not fear, but a flicker of excitement. He realized that for the first time, he wasn't afraid of the dark. He was the light. The glowing potion had not only made him sparkle, but had also chased away his fear. From that night on, Fergus was no longer afraid of the dark. He realized that even in the deepest shadows, there was always a light to be found. Sometimes, it even came from within himself, or in this case, from a clumsy witch spilling a potion. And every Halloween, when the moonlit monster mash began, Fergus would glow with joy, leading the monster parade, a little mummy boy who was once afraid of the dark, now shining brighter than all the stars.
Thank you for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe for more videos like this.